Hi, welcome back. My name is Mackenzie, for those of you who haven't been here before. And today I'm so excited for this video that I'm going to talk about today. So in this video, I'm going to be giving a story time of the first time I experienced like angel numbers and contact with like the divine when I was a child. Okay, and something that I have noticed lately in like the spiritual community, like online with like TikTok and Instagram reels and things of that sort, is I feel like just now all of a sudden there's been this emergence of like 444, 222 angel numbers, this is my sign and stuff like that, where it feels very like just like trendy now and very like, I don't know, not authentic. And I see so many people now with like 444 tatted across their neck, and I'm like, do you know of angel numbers because of your own true experience or just because of a reel you saw on TikTok? And for me personally, it was a true visceral, potent, really intense experience I had as a child that I'm going to share with you today. It wasn't like, oh, I saw and learned what angel numbers were in 2020 something off of TikTok, and now all of a sudden I think angels are trying to speak to me, which, I mean, that might be the modality that angels might try to contact you or give you a little tap, a little love, little tap on the back, and trying to get your attention, draw your attention to something. Who knows if that's your experience and that's how you got to this area and this experience of life. Like, so what, honestly? It just feels very inauthentic to me for someone who like had such an intense experience, to the point when I was a kid I would literally cry because like I was like scared. I was like, why is this happening to me? Okay, and we'll get into that. Today I chose the vibe of 432 hertz frequencies with this nice whale. I don't know, this is just so good. I wore all white today since we're talking about the angelic realms, and I am just so excited to get into this video. Okay, so my very first experience with angel numbers and benevolent beings like trying to contact me started around the ages 11 through 13 for me. Like in that window is when it really started happening to me. So when I was a kid, I would see numbers everywhere. Like every time like I was playing volleyball and getting picked a jersey for me, like getting like my jersey handed to me, it'd always be a numeric pattern of 11, like 11, 22, 33, and so on. My baby's playing in the mirror right now looking at himself. It's hilarious. But I would just see numbers everywhere, on license plates, on clocks, everywhere, so intensely to the point where like I legit started getting scared. Like I remember telling my parents, I was like, you guys, I don't know what's going on, because I could feel like something was like following me, but it felt so uncomfortable because it was such a presence that like I was like low-key freaking out. Like I would like get really scared because I was like, what is happening to me? Like, am I going crazy? And this was like in middle school. Okay, before TikTok ever even existed. Okay. Yeah, TikTok didn't exist when I was in middle school. I'm starting to sound like a boomer now. But so I would see numbers everywhere. My baby is now getting into something he shouldn't. I'll be right back. Okay, so it got to the point where I wanted to talk to my parents about it because I was like genuinely freaked out. And I was telling them, I was like, you guys, I'm seeing numbers everywhere, and it's, oh, my baby's pulling my hair now. And it's starting to really freak me out. And I was like really hyped up, and I was like telling my dad, I was like, you don't get it, like everywhere I look it's 11, 22, 33, 44. And at this time in my life, something was like not just knocking on my door, it was like shaking me, like pay attention. And I was like I said, really freaked out. And so I was telling my dad this, that I was just seeing numbers everywhere. I was like, anytime I randomly look at the clock, it's 11 something or 11:11 or 2:22 or something, you know how angel numbers work. Sorry, my baby was trying to be in the video, and you know how I feel about that. So I remember specifically telling my dad about this experience that I was having, and I was like really freaked out about it. And I remember his exact response. He goes, "You're just seeing that everywhere because you're looking for it." And I was like so deeply offended, because I was like, you don't get it. I don't want to see this. It is following me. And I remember telling him that. I'm like, I'm not trying to see this. It is following me. And I was like so hyped up and freaked out as a kid. But I remember being like sincerely, like deeply angry about his response, because I was like, what do you not get? Like, have you not experienced this? Like, why would I want this? Why would I randomly make this up? Why would I be doing this? Like, what? He was telling me, he's like, that's like, you know, seeing a yellow Jeep and then saying, oh, I see yellow Jeeps all the time. You're going to see yellow Jeeps all the time. And I was like, bro does not get it. My baby's trying to get scissors now. What? Yeah, so anyways, my dad totally like didn't get it, obviously. Probably still wouldn't get it if I tried to explain it to him to this day, which it's not for everybody to get. Clearly they're not trying to contact him through numbers. Who knows, they might be trying to contact him through other ways, or maybe not at all, I don't know. But I just remember being so upset by that as a kid, because I was like, I'm trying to tell you. Sorry, I keep losing my track of thought because my son keeps trying to be a part of the video, and like I said before, you know how I feel about that. So anyways, long story short, I was seeing angel numbers everywhere. I was trying to tell my parents, they weren't understanding, and so that more so deepened my like kind of just disturbance by it all. Like, I was like, okay, so now I'm experiencing this weird thing that's going on, and to top it all off, my parents are understanding. I was like, I've said it a million times, but I was really freaked out. So fast forward, I'm having a sleepover, and this was like the peak event where I was like kind of starting to understand what was going on, right? So there was this peak event where I had a sleepover with my friends at my house. It was like me, my friend Michael, my friend Emma, and my friend Karina. I believe that's all who was there that night. Yeah, we were all sitting in my living room, and it was like my birthday sleepover or something. And so I was trying to tell them what was going on. This was like after my parents had already gone to bed, and we were all sitting in my living room, sitting on the floor in the dark, talking with each other, just, you know. Sorry, again, my baby is literally trying to be everywhere today. Typical baby. He's 9 months and he's crawling, so this is what he does. Anyway, so we're all sitting together in my living room, and okay, so this is where it gets crazy. We're all sitting in my living room, and I was like, okay, maybe my parents don't understand, but maybe my friends will. I'm just gonna have to block out my son because he literally won't stop trying to be in the video. He says, please, I have something to say about the angelic realms. I was just there 9 months ago, let me tell you. So anyways, this was the most potent moment for me, is we were all sitting in my living room, and I was telling my friends the same thing I was telling my parents. Guys, I'm seeing this everywhere. It's freaking me out. They all kind of look at me like they don't understand what I'm talking about. And they also seemed like they didn't believe me until, okay, the angels literally spoke in that room through numbers while I was trying to explain this. At first my friends were like, okay, Mackenzie, like, what are you talking about? And then they saw the sign and they were like, whoa, what's happening? And that sign was, okay, so I'll tell you. We were all sitting in the living room talking about how Mackenzie is crazy and saying these numbers, right? And I am not shitting you. I was like, you guys, like, I was really amped up telling them this, and I was like, you guys, see, watch, I'll just look over at this and it'll be number. And there was a movie playing, and on the DVD player it was like the time, like, I don't know if you guys remember DVD players, but like the time would be on the DVD player of like how long the movie had been running. And it was like 22 minutes and 22 seconds or something on there. I was like, see guys, look. And they looked and they were like, oh, whoa, that just randomly was like a number pattern right as she was saying that. And then I was like, see guys, I'm not making this up. Like, I will just randomly look places and it will be number frequencies and number patterns. And I was like deeply enthralled and like telling them about this. And then the microwave beeped with 11 seconds on the microwave. So I don't know if you guys know, like, microwaves, like, I don't use microwaves anymore, but back in the day my parents had a microwave and somebody had microwaved something and then stopped it mid countdown. And so there was that 11 seconds that was left on the microwave and it was beeping still as if like, oh, like, come get your thing, even though whoever was microwave something already taken it. Anyways, there was 11 seconds left on the microwave and it had been beeping, I guess. But nobody noticed until I was talking about this and I was like, you guys, like, I keep seeing it everywhere. And then they heard the microwave beep, so we all kind of looked over. Boom, 11 seconds left on the microwave. And at that point, all my friends were like, what the fuck is going on? They all just kind of like look like they saw a ghost, right? They have like this face where they're like, what? Like, and I was like, see what I mean? It's talking to me. And I feel like the angels were like trying to like back me up in that moment and be like, yeah, Mackenzie's not crazy. Like, DVD player, microwave, all in like the same 5 minutes of me trying to explain this to my friends. It was truly crazy. And so later that night, well, like pretty much right after that microwave incident happened, my friend Michael was like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Like, let's look it up. And she looks it up on Google and she was like, Mackenzie. And I was like what? Like, what's going on? And she's like, it says online that if you see numbers everywhere, that means that you are an incandescent angel. I still don't even know what that means. I don't know what to even think about that to this day, and I especially didn't know what to think of it back then. I was just kind of like, okay, great. That's not something I can just go around telling people or explaining to people, or let alone explaining to my parents. Weirdest experience ever. And this was when I was in middle school. So this is like something that has been happening to me strongly since I was a young child. And that was kind of the peak moment where I realized like what it was. I don't believe that like I'm an incandescent angel. I still don't even know what that means. If you know what that means, please comment it in the comment. I can't talk. If you know what that means, tell me in the comment section, because I still don't like truly understand what does incandescent even mean. But that word has always just stuck with me because it was so weird to hear when I was a kid. And I don't know if I even believe that. I more so think that it's just like my angels and guides tapping in to me and being like, you know, when I see a number pattern, it's more of like a, hey, pay attention. Like, hey, drop in right now. You know, like if I see a number frequency and I'm listening to a song, I'll really listen to the lyrics for that moment, because I believe that that's how our angels and our guides speak to us, because they can't just be like, beep, boop, boop, boop. Hey, Mackenzie, so I need to tell you this. You need to not take this path. You need to take this path. I need you to not, you know, date this person. I need you to, you know, leave this relationship, go this way. You know, they don't just call us up. They don't have cellular phones. They have cellular phones, okay? Yeah, no. And so they're trying to talk to us on a soul level by sending us signs in this realm to try to speak to us. So that's like what I think the number patterns are. And ever since those moments, I was like, okay, it's of a benevolent nature, like, because I was like thinking it was like something scary. I was like, what is happening to me, you know? But then after my friend Michael like mentioned angels, I was like, okay, like this is a good thing. And then after that moment, it started more so feeling comforting to me in those moments. Yeah, it started to feel more comforting after that. And I was like, okay, so this is something good. This is a messenger. This is, yeah, it helped me realize what it was. But I have never talked to somebody who has had this experience with angel numbers, as far as like being a kid and like experiencing it, and then later on like realizing what it is. Like I feel like so much now today it's like, oh, I learned about it on TikTok and now I see them everywhere. It's like, okay, like I did not know what they were when it was happening to me back when I was a child. Like, and that's how I feel like, you know, it's true, is because I didn't know what angel number were, but they were happening to me, you know? So it's like, that's how I feel like you really know it was like, it was in source really happening to me, because that simple fact of I didn't know what they were. Ow. My baby is teething and he just bit my arm. Baby, no bite. Yeah, but I believe that that's how I know it was an authentic experience for me. Not saying that everybody on TikTok isn't having an authentic experience, because there's probably a lot of creators that are speaking from truth and real potent experiences like I have. I just also think that there's a large majority that's like, oh, I just heard on TikTok yesterday about angel numbers, and now I'm getting a tattoo appointment. I'm getting it tattooed on my neck tomorrow. It's like, the angels be like, that's not how science works. But yeah, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on that in the comment section too, because I find it very like off-putting. Just because I had such a intense experience as a kid with it, to the point where like it scared me to now see people like, I don't know, be like that on like social media. Just seems inauthentic and not truth. Which is what I'm speaking here today, authenticity and truth. That was my true experience. That's what happened to me. And so, yeah, that is what it is. And I thank you guys for listening into this story time today. I have a lot of really crazy, like spiritual, oh my gosh, my baby. Sorry, again, my baby is needing a nap right now, so he's nursing. But I want to connect with more people who have had like authentic experiences with it, maybe from like a really young age. Yeah, so that's my story time for today. I've had a lot of really wild, like spiritual, I guess like paranormal things that have happened to me throughout my life that I want to share on here in these type of videos, like story time. Like I've just had, I always say I feel like I've already lived like 30,000 lifetimes in this life, and I'm only 26 years old. So I have many story times like that one to share with you guys. Sorry, I'm like kind of spacing out because they're all coming to me right now, like different moments in time where like I literally was speaking to woodland fairies as a kid, and like manifesting the life that I have now when I was a kid, through like journaling and like spell work that I didn't even know that I was doing. Like as a kid, I did not know that that's what I was doing. But then you grow up and you learn about all these things. He's entranced by the whales right now. But as an adult now, I understand what was happening when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, I was just being a kid. And I was just doing things that seemed fun as a kid and seemed right to do and what made sense to me as a kid. But now, as an adult, it's like I see so many of the things I was doing as a kid like viral on like TikTok now, of like, oh, like I do this spell work, or I manifest this, or I seen angel numbers blah-de-da. And I'm like, this is stuff I was doing when I was a child, before I ever even knew, before I read any books, before I saw any videos, anything. So that's just something really interesting that I have found over the course of my life. Something I'm trying to reconnect to, because I felt like, you know, when you're a kid, you're so much more open to that kind of stuff. And I feel like I've definitely closed off over the years, and I'm trying to open back up. So anyways, much love to you guys. If you guys are seeing angel numbers in your life, comment down below how you see them when they come up, and maybe some synchronicities you've had when they do come up. Yeah, anyways, much love. I need to go put this baby down for a nap. He is very ready. And see you in the next one. Bye.